Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Om Sri Mahaganapataye Namaha Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Asmadgurubhyo Namaha Shrutismritipurananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishwaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Shri Medha Dakshinamurti Swamine Namaha Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahavidyam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusandadami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunmanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sankapadakramopanisadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Yanavasti Tadatgatena Manasam Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantanna Vidusura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Om. Namaste once again, everyone.
Namaste, Guruji. Pranam.
Pranam. Namaste.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste. Namaste. Okay.
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam. Namaste. So we are discussing the 12th and the 13th mantra of chapter 10. We will chant the mantras. Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna
Uvacha.
Param Brahma Param Dhama.
Param Brahma
Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam. Adidevamajam Vibhum. Ahustva Mrishayas Sarve. Devarshir Naradastatha. Asito Devalo Vyasaha. Swayam Chaiva Bravishi Me. Good. So, in the first 11 verses of this chapter, Vibhuti Yoga, Bhagavan Krishna presented God as both the Nimitta Karanam, the intelligent cause of the creation, and also the material cause, Upadana Karanam. And since the Lord is the intelligent cause of the creation, we come to know that the cause is a Chetana Tattva. Because the intelligent cause should have intelligence. And should have intelligence, it should be a sentient being. And therefore, Lord being the intelligent cause, God has got omniscience, and also omnipotence or the skill to create this universe. So Sarvajñatvam and Sarva Shaktimatvam and Chetanatvam, all these things are all revealed by that. And this way of presenting God is almost universal amongst all religions. And the second unique feature that Krishna pointed out is that God being the material cause, God himself manifests as the very universe. And this power of omnipotence and omniscience is technically called Yoga Shakti. And the manifestation of the Lord in the form of creation is called Vibhutihi. Thus, God has got yoga and vibhuti. And therefore, once I understand that God alone is manifesting as the universe, I understand that whatever I am seeing, whatever I am experiencing, I am seeing God only. I am experiencing God only. Wherever I see, I am having Ishvara Darshanam only. Sarvada, at all times. Sarvatra, everywhere. And this appreciation of Ishvara as the very universe was called Virat Darshanam or Vishwarupa Darshanam. The details of all this we will get in the 11th chapter. Krishna will say in what all forms that he manifests. And since God everywhere God is everywhere for a sadhaka, for a Virata Bhakta, for him, every place is a temple. And since every place is a temple, he is a devotee in every place. And therefore, a basic transformation that takes place in him is that he is not a devotee of any particular place and time, a particular idol or a particular devata. He is a devotee at all times, in all places, of everything that he is able to experience. So this conversion of the temporary devotee into a permanent devotee is a very big transformation, which is the result of Vishwarupa appreciation. Temporary devotee means once in a while he used to go to the temple and he was a devotee in the temple. As long as he stayed in the temple, he was a devotee. When he came out of the temple, he stopped being devotee because he did not understand that everything around him is also God only. But once he has got the appreciation of the Vishwarupa, everything is a manifestation of God only, then he is a permanent devotee. Even lying in the bed, going to sleep, when he sees the fan on the ceiling, he sees only God. Because that is also a manifestation of Bhagavan only. So thus he becomes a permanent devotee. And once I am a permanent devotee, then my very response to situations in life will be different. Naturally, the first improvement or transformation that we will experience is our raga and dvesha will be heavily neutralized. We will not have any particular liking or a particular disliking for anything in the world. And therefore, the mental disturbances also will come down. In fact, such a Virat Bhakta will become a sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha effortlessly. And once he has got that sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, he will have only one goal in life, which is to recognize the next higher stage of Ishvara, to move from Virata Ishvara to Nirguna Ishvara. Even though gaining Nirguna Ishvara Jnanam is not that easy, we saw that Krishna promises all assistance by way of Guru, Shastra, conducive circumstances, removal of obstacle, etc., to gain this Jnanam, to gain this knowledge, and that too with ease, so that the spiritual seeker eventually attains moksha. Now, even though Krishna has revealed that everything is the manifestation of the Lord, certain things in the creation are more attractive, more appealing, isn't it? When we observe the nature, for example, we observe a garden which has got lot of flowers. We will find that some flowers are more attractive than others, isn't it? Even though everything is creation of God only. Some flowers have got thorns, some flowers do not have thorns. Even among animals, some animals are majestic and beautiful. An elephant, for example, is very majestic. And we can go on watching the antics of a baby elephant, isn't it? A leopard with its spots, we find it very beautiful despite its ferocious nature. Then the deers, we find them cute and lovable. Even amongst insects, the butterflies with different colors and designs are very attractive as compared to a mosquito, which, at least in India, is a very frequent companion. Even a cockroach, when we look at it, is a unique creature. It is so unique that it is said that the cockroaches existed even before humans appeared. And their survival instinct is such that they can survive even an atomic explosion where everything else will be destroyed. This is what the anthropologists and all say. Some trees are majestic and live for hundreds of years. Some plants have got medicinal value. And we find all the nutrients we need for our growth in the plants only. Even when we look at inanimate objects, we cannot but appreciate the special features which are all the glory of Bhagawad. And therefore, even after I am a Virat Bhakta, even after I have full understanding that everything around me is Bhagavan only, or creation of Bhagavan only, it is a natural human tendency to have a curiosity to know more about all these glories of God. And Arjuna is no exception. So he wants to know a list of glorious, attractive, beautiful things in the creation. But Arjuna's purpose is not to make it just an academic exercise for putting it in some Facebook or, sharing it in Instagram, etc. Or for that matter, questions to be asked to children or in an examination. Arjuna wants Krishna to list out the glories because it will then be easier to focus the mind upon an attractive thing. Because our mind gravitates towards something which is attractive, isn't it? Beautiful, something glorious, something wonderful. And since the mind naturally gravitates, we can take that attractive object as a symbol of the Lord for the purpose of meditation. Because even though we say Lord is the totality, is everything, we cannot simultaneously meditate upon the totality. Because our mind has got limitation. Mostly we can think of only one thing at a time, that too with concentration. Even our sense organs are limited, our eyes are limited. They cannot see around simultaneously. If I see things in the front, I cannot see what is at my back. It is impossible to see everything at once. And therefore, it is impossible to visualize the totality for meditation. And therefore, what do? I take a finite symbol to represent the infinite. And it is exactly like saluting a flag, I mean, Republic Day or Independence Day and all, we civilians do. Army, the armed forces people do it every day. In fact, twice a day they do. Saluting the flag. Why do we salute the flag? Because it symbolizes saluting the entire country. And therefore, we require a symbol to visualize. And any attractive object can become such a symbol, which we call alambhanam. An alambhanam means finite, concrete symbol to represent a limitless and abstract object. Beautiful definition given by Swami Paramarthananda. What is alambhanam? A finite, concrete symbol to represent a limitless and abstract object. And this alambhanam is of two types. One is called pratima alambhanam, and another is called pratika alambhanam. Pratima alambhanam means that which has got a human form, where all the limbs and organs are prominent. Like, we have got the form of Rama, Krishna, etc., Vishnu. Head is there, hands are there, eyes are there, limbs are there. All the weapons are there. So this is called anthropomorphism. Sometimes I struggle with some of these technical words. Anthropomorphism. Morphism. Not phism. Anthropomorphism. When I forget it. Visualizing God as a person. Even though the all-pervading cannot have a personal form, but we still represent that God in a human form, and that is called pratima. Pratima. But when you use a symbol which is not like a human being or animal, or it does not have any limbs, etc., like a saligrama, a shivalinga, it becomes a pratika alambhanam. So before every puja, when we take a lump of turmeric powder, we take turmeric powder and then make a lump of it and call it Vigneshwara and do some small puja, beginning puja. It is called pratika alambhanam. And in a lamp, when you do the Vilakku puja, during Navaratri, these ladies, they organize this lamp puja called Vilakku Puja. One day in Navaratri, they will do worshipping a lamp as a symbol of Devi. That is Pratika Alambana. Thus, you can choose anything in the creation as a Pratima or a Pratika Alambana. In fact, even when we can take human beings, we get attached to someone who we find has a great quality. In fact, some of them have got such a great talent that we feel like doing namaskara to them, even though they may be very much younger to us. Especially in child prodigies, we can experience the glory of Ishvara. And similarly, if we observe closely, we will find that every human being has some quality which is worth appreciating, which is worth glorifying. Thus, every human being also can be an alambanam. Therefore, Arjuna wants an exhaustive list of all these alambanams, pratikas, so that he can use any one of them for meditation. And therefore he says, Hey Krishna, even though I can do the homework, I can myself look around and draw up the complete list of all glorious things. I want you to help me by giving me the list, because it will be very easy for you. And as we find the please mute yourself when the class is going on. Occasionally this happens. So here Arjuna is telling Krishna, I want you to help me by giving the list, because it will be very easy for you. And as we saw in the last class, Arjuna doesn't straight away ask Krishna to list out his glories. He first prepares the ground in the slokas number 12 to 18. And we were discussing the slokas 12 and 13 in the last class, wherein Arjuna is first glorifying the various aspects of Krishna as Nirguna Brahma. Because Krishna had said in the previous sloka that he would help a Virat Bhakta to gain Nirguna Jnanam, Arjuna is exhibiting his knowledge of Nirguna Brahman from what he has gathered from authentic sources and what Krishna himself has revealed earlier. So he describes this Nirguna form with various adjectives. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Paramam Pavitram, Purusham, Shashvatam, Divyam, Adidevam, Ajam, Vibhum. So many adjectives he uses. And he says, this description of yours, Sarve Rishayah Devarshi Naradaha Asitaha Tata Devalaha Vyasa Ahuhu. Ahuhu, all these rishis declare thus. And not only the rishis of this world, the Bhuloka rishis, they say so, but even Devarshi Naradaha, sages of heaven also say so. So both Bhuloka Rishaya and Devaloka Rishaya have actually given all this description about you. As we know, the scriptures talk about several rishis. And one of the most popular ones is Narada. You have all heard. There cannot be a person who has not heard of Narada's name. Person means I'm talking about a bhakta. You don't come and say, oh, somebody is not is there who has not heard because he has no bhakti. I mean, he's not a devotee at all. And in fact, this word Narada is a very interesting derivation. Narada means the one who gives knowledge to people. Naram dadati iti Narada. Naram means jnanam, knowledge. Daha means giver. So Narada means Naram jnanam dadati iti Narada. The one who is a traveling teacher, a mobile teacher. The students don't need to go to him. He goes to the students. He locates the students. When he discovers that the students are in some trouble, he will go to them and he will guide them. So he travels and educates people. Of course, he uses different methods. Generally, it is said that he starts with some kalaha, some quarrel or dispute. Narada kalaha is very well known rather. His method of teaching is first, these days, what they call it, destructive creativity, something like that. The modern terminology is there. So you destroy to create something. Like that, he first will create some problem, some quarrel and dispute between two people, and through that, he will give a message, the right message. So therefore, even if we start some kalaha, it is meant to educate people. So he is called Narada. And not only Narada, other sages also. Asita, Devala, and Vyasa. All these are all names of sages. Asita is the name of a sage. Devala is the name of his son. Asita Putraha, Devala. Next one is Vyasa, who is writing the shloka, who is documenting this conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. Now somebody may say, Vyasa seems to be a very egoistic person. Huh? He is including his name also in Bhagavad Gita. But we must remember that Vyasa wrote Bhagavad Gita as part of Mahabharata. But he has written so many Puranas and the entire compilation of Vedas, Upanishads, etc. And he has been teaching so many people. And Arjuna also probably has seen many of the texts or heard from people that these are the great works of Vyasa Maharishi. And as a compiler, he is quoting Arjuna. And therefore, the inclusion of his name is justified. Because all these have been said by him also in all his works. Therefore, he says, Sarve Rishayah Ahuhu. All these sages say so. And then Arjuna, what you may call, puts the icing on the cake. Arjuna says, even though these rishis have told, I may doubt what they say or I may not doubt. But Krishna, the ultimate authority is you yourself. Swayam chaiva bravishi me. You yourself declare so. And I have got full shraddha in you. The other people may give the right knowledge or not, but you, Krishna, will never mislead me. And therefore, you are Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, etc. All these are all glorifying Krishna. But Krishna is not going to fall for all this glorification. He knows what is in Arjuna's mind. He knows what is going to be the next demand from Arjuna. So Krishna smilingly, silently listens for the sake of Arjuna's tripti, Arjuna's satisfaction. So Arjuna continues. Next sloka. Sarvame tadritam manye.
सर्वमेतत्कृतं मन्ये
What happened? Everybody. Sarvame tadritam manye.
सर्वमेव कृतं
कृतं
मन्ये
Yanmam vadasi keshavam.
यन्मां
मां
वदसि
वदसि
केशव
केशव
Nahi te bhagavan vyaktim.
न
न
हि
हि
ते
ते
भगवन्
भगवन्
व्यक्तं
व्यक्तिम्
Vidurdeva nadhanavaha.
विगृह्यमान देवताः
So continues the glorification. So here the Anvaya is, He Keshava, Manye Sarvam Etat Yat Vadasi Mam Ritam Hi Na Devaha Na Dhanavaha Viduhu Te Vyaktim He Bhagavan. He says, Hey Keshava, O Krishna, Manye, I consider Sarvam Etat, all this, Yat Vadasi Mam, which you tell me, Ritam, to be true. He, because na devaha, neither the gods, na dhanavaha, nor the demons, viduhu, no, te vyaktim, your manifestation, he Bhagavan, O Lord. So Krishna says, there is another reason why I want you to yourself to tell me all this, list out your glories, because I consider all this which you tell me to be true. Because neither the gods nor the demons know your manifestation, O Lord. So he says, whatever glory has been enumerated by me, or you will be enumerating, I accept all of them as truth, I will accept all of them as truth. Etat sarvam ritam. All these are true. Actually, ritam has got a common meaning. Ritam, we translate it as satyam. But there is a shade of difference between ritam and satyam. We'll not get into that. We can just say here ritam means satyam, valid truth, authentic, reliable information they are. So all the glories I have described in sloka number 12, I accept it as complete truth. Because yat vadasi mam he Keshava, because you are saying so and you will never bluff, you are never unreliable, you will not misguide me, you will not feed me with misinformation. You are pramanikaha, and therefore I accept all of them. And moreover, I cannot cross-check your teaching with other local people because the local people will never know your glories completely. Because everyone has got their own limitations. And therefore Arjuna says, nobody else knows this fact. You alone are the knower, He Bhagavan. O Lord, Deva hai, Dhanava hai, te vyaktim na viduhu. Here, te vyaktim means you can translate it as your personality. But here we translate it normally as your manifestation or manifestation of your glories. So, te vyaktim means manifestation of your glories. So he says, even devatas like Indra, Varuna do not know your full glory. And mind you, here we are talking about the glory of Brahman, Nirgunam Brahma. And about this, I think I have shared a story from Kenopanishad. I don't remember whether I shared it in this class or in Mundakopanishad class. Don't know. Anyway, at the cost of repetition, in Kenopanishad, we have a story where the Devas defeat the Asuras in a battle. And as a result, they become proud and arrogant, believing they are the sole reason for their victory, and forget to acknowledge the blessings of Brahman, the Chaitanya Tattvam, which made it possible. So, in order to humble them, Brahman appears as a mysterious, brilliant Yaksha. And the Devas, they have never seen this form. They are confused. But still, they feel that since we have actually defeated the Asuras, this fellow also we will defeat. This also must be one of the probably, left out Asuras coming in some vague form. So they first sent Agni and then Vayu to confront this Yaksha and defeat it with their powers. All Devatas fail and return humiliated. And finally, as always happens, when all the soldiers fail, the king has to come into the scene. So the king of gods, Indra, he goes to confront the Yaksha. And as he approaches, the Yaksha vanishes. But Indra is curious now, wants to find out who this Yaksha was. So he meditates upon goddess Uma Devi, who then gives him darshan and explains that Yaksha was nothing but Brahman, and that God's powers are merely a small manifestation of Brahman's powers. All the Devatas' powers, which they claim Agni Devata has got this power, Vayu Devata has got this power, all of them are just a small manifestation of Brahman's power. So she teaches Indra that all power and all victories are ultimately belong to the Supreme Being. And thereafter, the story goes, Indra becomes humble and surrenders. Therefore, even Devatas have got a limited power, limited intellect. So they can also never know the truth with the help of that limited intellect. Even we cannot know because our intellects are meant to know only a finite thing, existing within time and space. In fact, our intellect is not even able to understand the Big Bang. I'm sure you all have heard about the Big Bang theory, touted as the beginning of creation by the Western scientists. Of course, in our culture, we don't subscribe to this Big Bang theory. But then they say that, the whole creation started with a Big Bang. And they explain what happened after the Big Bang, everything. But you go and ask them, okay, there was a Big Bang, but what was the condition before the Big Bang? What triggered the Big Bang? They will not be able to explain or answer. They will say, we know what happened after the Big Bang. Before that, we don't know what happened. So it is a territory of no knowledge. And therefore, when we are not able to understand these things very clearly, how can we know the truth which is beyond time and space? And in the story in Kenopanishad, Uma Devi represents Saraswati. The scriptures which are only the authentic source for us to know about Apaurushaya Vishayam. So the same idea Arjuna conveys here. Deva hai Indra Varunadaya hai. They can never, explain your glories clearly. And Danava hai. If the Devas themselves cannot know, how can Asuras know? Because Devas are Sadguna Pradhana. They have got a purified mind. Even with that purified mind, they are not able to know. Then what to talk of Asuras who are Tamoguna Pradhana with impure mind? So they also do not know. And therefore, who knows your glory? There is only one person who knows your glory, and that is you. And therefore, Krishna, I have got the right person. And I want to hear it, as they say, straight from the horse's mouth. So let me get a description from your divine self. Saying so, Arjuna goes to the next sloka. All of you ready for the next sloka?
Yes.
Okay. Swayamevatmanatmanam
Swayamavatmanatmanam
Vetatvam Purushottama
Vetatvam Purushottama
Bhuta Bhavana Bhuteshaha
Bhutavan Bhuteshaha
Deva Deva Jagatpate.
Deva Deva
Jagatpate
Jagate
So he says, Hey Purushottama, Bhuta Bhavana, Bhuta Isha, Deva Deva Jagatpate. Tvam Swayam Vetha Atmanam Atmana Eva. Hey Purushottama, O Supreme Purusha, Krishna, Bhuta Bhavana, the creator of all beings, Bhuta Isha, the sustainer of all beings, Deva Deva, the god of all gods, Jagatpate, the protector of the universe, Tvam Swayam Vetha, you alone know, Atmanam, yourself, Atmana Eva, by yourself alone. O Krishna, the creator of all beings, the sustainer of all beings, the God of all gods, and the protector of the universe, you alone know yourself by yourself. And that is why I want you to tell me all your glories. Now here, interestingly, we see that Arjuna is not satisfied with his earlier description of the Lord. So he feels that probably I can go one step more. I can praise Krishna a little more. So he uses different namas or names for the Lord. Purpose is the same. Praise the Lord before you ask for a favor. So in the previous sloka, he said Keshava and Bhagavan. And in this sloka, he elevates Krishna by saying, Hey Purushottama, Hey Bhuta Bhavana, Hey Bhuta Isha, Hey Deva Deva, Hey Jagatpate. All these are all different epithets of the Lord revealing his glory. What are the glories? He says, Hey Purushottama. Actually, the word Purushottama is a technical word which will be explained in detail in the 15th chapter, wherein Krishna divides the entire universe into three: Kshara Purusha, Akshara Purusha, and Uttama Purusha. Kshara Purusha means manifest matter. Akshara Purusha means unmanifest matter or energy. And Uttama Purusha is the consciousness principle. Thus, the whole universe consists of only these three: matter in tangible form, matter in intangible form, and the consciousness, which is different from both tangible and intangible matter. And Uttama Purusha, reverse, is what? Purushottama. So Purushottama here means pure consciousness, which is beyond matter. And just an aside for Sanskrit students. In grammar, what does Uttama Purusha represent? Any Sanskrit student?
Third person.
First person.
First
First
person.
First
Oh,
person.
we
Uttama
call it as
Purusha
third.
represents first person, I or we, the self. Now you see how beautifully Vedanta, Vedanta and the Sanskrit are combined. So now can you see the connection between consciousness and the self, both being called Uttama Purusha? That is Advaita Vedanta. That's the beauty of Advaita. There is nothing different. You are that consciousness. You are that Brahman. It's not Arjuna may be saying all these things that you are this, you are Krishna and all. He will say this till such time Arjuna realizes that he himself is that Brahman. All that he is describing applies to his own self. His own self means not the Upadhi self, but the consciousness, his Swarupa. So Arjuna says, "Oh Lord, you are not the physical body that I am seeing. Your body is an incidental vesha, dress. But the real you is nothing but pure consciousness. He Purushottama, Chaitanya Swarupa, He Chidrupa, and Bhuta Bhavana. Bhuta means all things and beings in the universe. And Bhavana means creator, Srishtikarta. And therefore, Bhuta Bhavana means Srishtikarta. Bhutani bhavati utpadayati iti Bhuta Bhavana. So you are the fundamental consciousness principle from which alone the matter evolves, the creation comes, and ultimately the material creation devolves and dissolves into the consciousness only. And therefore Bhuta Bhavana. And then Bhutesha. Not only you are creator of the world, but you are also the controller of the world. Because many times it is easy to create something and thereafter you should know how to manage it. Take the example of our own children. I don't need to elaborate. If we do not have children, it is one-time grief. Over a period of time, we take it as Bhagavan's wish and somehow we will, console ourselves. But having children is a everyday struggle, especially when they become teenagers. Arey Baba, who is this constantly and forgetting to mute? If somebody else wants to teach something which is going on in their house, they're most welcome. You'll have to tell me in advance so that I will set up a Zoom class for them. All conversations in their house, everybody can listen. But if you are in this class, Bhagavad Gita, conversation between Krishna and Arjuna, please be aware. And even if you are unmuting yourself for chanting the slokas, immediately after chanting, mute yourself. This minimum awareness is required from all sadhakas. Anyway, so as I was saying, when we have, children as teenagers and all, we struggle to handle them. Try to give some advice to a teenager. He will say, oh, Papa, Mama, you don't need to tell me all these things. I know everything. I am now grown up. I can take care of myself. Night, 12 o'clock, they will go for some party or something like that and all. You can't do anything about it these days. Most of the time, we will find ourselves on the wrong side. And sometimes, some parents feel, of course, in frustration, that we should not have had children. I'm sure at some point in time, every parent would have, had the same feelings. So, creation is much easier than managing. So many other things are there. When they are doing some genetic research, there are people who take objection to the research because we don't know, some new bacteria or germ may be created, and which may prove to be an uncontrollable and deadly virus like COVID. We may not know how to handle it. And there are, of course, some view that the AIDS virus is born out of some such research gone wrong. Of course, all these are allegations and there will be denials, etc. Eventually, nobody will know the truth. But in our penchant for creating something, we should not end up creating a dreadful Frankenstein monster. And therefore, the one who is omnipotent, one who has the power to create, he should also have the power to maintain or manage. And therefore, Krishna says, oh Lord, not only you are Srishtikarta, you are also Sthitikarta, the great manager. You are Bhuta Ishaha. Then Deva Deva. In the 12th sloka, Arjuna said, you are Adi Deva. You are the primal God. And here he says, you are Deva Deva, the Lord of all gods, the controller of all Devatas. Devatas means we are talking about Indra, Varuna, Agni, etc. All these Devatas are the ones who control our life. But they themselves are being controlled by you. Kathopanishad says, Bhayat asya agnis tapati bhayat tapati suryaha bhayat indrascha vayuscha mrityur dhavati panchamaha. It says that even devatas are scared of you and they are functioning because of your control. And therefore you are Deva Deva, Devanam Devaha. And Jagatpate. Jagatpati means protector of the world from those people who try to destroy the world. Because earlier in the 4th chapter, Krishna had said, and Arjuna remembers that beautiful sloka, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Whenever there is a threat to the world, you have said you yourself find out methods of protecting the world. And therefore, Krishna Jagatpate. And why do I want to know all these glories from you? Because Swayam Eva Atmana Atmanam Veta. You alone know yourself completely. The other people may know some of your glories, but you only know your glories completely. Swayam eva veta. Who can know yourself better than you? Therefore, Atmanam, yourself, veta, know. Atmana, by yourself. And it is not because the Lord is a jnani. No, the Lord was never ignorant to become a jnani. All other people were ajnanis. They were born as ajnanis and they struggle, go to a guru, study repeatedly. At last, some of them become jnanis. But in the case of the Lord, there is no question of being born as a ajnani, isn't it? An eternal jnani. So you are sarvagnya. Therefore, you yourself know. So you know yourself by yourself. And therefore, you are the best person to tell me the details about your glories. So till now, Arjuna was doing what? Stuti of the Lord, Prashamsa of the Lord. Now he comes to the main request rather. He is now going to put forth his demand. We will read. All of you please unmute and after we chant, please mute yourself. Okay. Vaktum arhasya sheshena
Vaktum
Sheshena
दिव्याह्यात्म विभूतयः
Divyatmavibhutayah
याभिर्विभूतिभिर्लोकान्
Vibhutirlokan
इमां स्वं व्याप्य तिष्ठसि.
Imam
So mute yourself please everyone. So the Anvaya is Arhasi Aseshena Vaktum Divyaha hi Atma Vibhutayaha Yabihi Vibhutihi Tvam Tishtasi Vyapya Iman Lokan. Arhasi Aseshena. You should completely narrate. Or Arhasi should we can say. You should completely Vaktum narrate. Divyaha hi Atma Vibhutayaha. Those divine glories. Yabihi Vibhutibihi. By which glories Tvam Tishtasi Vyapya. You remain pervading Iman Lokan, these worlds. So you should completely narrate those divine glories of yours, Krishna, by which glories you remain pervading all these worlds. So up to the previous verse was glorification, the namakam part. Now comes the chamakam part. Asking for favors. Chame, chame, chame. So he says, Bhaktum arhasi, you should teach me, you should tell me. In fact, the word arhasi is a mild commandment, humble commandment. As they say, sometimes we say very lovingly. So you should teach me, Bhaktum arhasi, you should teach me. What? Atma vibhutaya. All your glory, all your manifestation. Here the word Atma is a reflexive pronoun of your own glory. And that too, what type of glories? Divya hi, which are indeed extraordinary. Because almost everything that we do is a glory. Walking is a glory that we enjoy. And we will know that this as a glory only when we meet people who are struggling to walk. If we go to any place where physiotherapy sessions are going on, we will see people struggling to keep one step forward. Similarly, opening and closing the eyes is a glory. This function enables us to see, but at the same time protects the eyes from any external threat. All these things we do not realize because all these things we take it for granted because they are working involuntarily. We can thus enumerate countless glories. All that is required is an awareful mind, looking at everything, every small aspect of the creation of our own self. Then we can see all the glory, we can realize, we can know all the glories of the Lord. Everything that happens is only a glory. More we will see in the next class. Okay. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Dhanyavad
Dhanyavad.
everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you
Guru.
very much.
Thank you, Guruji.
Hari Om Guruji, thank you.
Pranams.
Pranam.
Thank you, Guruji.
Hari
Hari
Om.
Om.
Thank you, Pranam.
Namaskaram, Guruji. Thank you very much.
Namaskaram. Thank you. Thank you.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram, Guruji.
Namaskaram.
Just a comment. Just a comment. You gave a very, very important message in today's session at the beginning to become a complete devotee. You said if we are a complete devotee, then our response to the situation will change. So I think this is a very, very important to be contemplated and to be practiced in our life.
Yes.
It's a very
That is
great
the
challenge.
transformation we should all start doing.
Yes,
No?
yes, yes.
That
yes.
is what it
Okay.
is.
Yes.
Whether
yes.
it is a
The whole-
person, whether it is a thing, anything, we must not
Yes.
be, look at everything with reverence, with respect, with
Yes.
a prayerful attitude. Rather.
Yes, yes.
Loka
Very true.
samasta sukhino bhavantu means what? Everything in this entire world, let it be happy, let it be safe, let it be healthy. So
Yes.
that's the essence of the whole,
Yes. Yes.
spirituality and spiritual journey. Rather.
Attitude
Yes.
of gratitude.
Yes, yes.
Attitude of gratitude, everything goes together.
Everything.
Everything goes together. I mean, we cannot say this is different, that is different. It's a package of things, rather. Gratitude,
Yeah. Yes.
reverence,
And
all those things.
problems, how we respond to the problems, that is very
How
important.
we respond to the problems,
Yeah.
how we respond to the other people, our relatives, people around us.
Yes.
Well, most of the time, that is the main problem we face. Our attitude towards them is the cause for all our problems also, isn't it? All that
Yeah.
undergoes a change with this when
Very
we
important.
realize, we
Yes.
understand all this. Yeah, true.
Yes. Yes. Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Ramuji.
You're talking about the Kathopanishad sloka, that fear and all. That comes in that Taittiriya also. Bhishma
Yeah, you can go on quoting. Almost many Upanishads you can find similar, words. So basically, all Upanishads say Brahman is the supreme, and all this that you see functioning is all. I mean, it is said that they are all scared of Brahman, but it is a poetic way of saying that. Without Brahman, nothing will function. That is the way of saying it. Yeah, correct. Taittiriya is also there. Anyhow, any other question? Ilva? So can we close the session? I'm neither getting yes nor no. So
Guruji, namaste. Namaste, Guruji. Lata here.
Yeah.
Am I audible, Guruji?
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is not a question, Guruji. This is just when you mentioned about Uttama Purusha being the first person, and then you are that. That's indirectly saying thou art that, isn't it? And this kind of, I'm very slowly trying to learn some Sanskrit. I attended one or two of your classes as well, and I'm continuing with Samskrita Bharati classes. And what I realized over the past 1 or 2 years is studying those books also is like as though you're studying scriptures, because every lesson has got a shloka, a sukti, a subhashitam, which is either from Ramayana or Mahabharata or one of the sayings of the Upanishads, and then doing the Anvaya Krama and everything. And it's and also recently only learned that our alphabets originated from the Damru of the Shiva. So that's why probably it's called as Daiva Bhasha, Daiva language, I think so. And another thing what I experienced about myself is when the days that I'm able to give more time to do the learning, if I'm not doing, those days, if I've not done my regular chantings, still I don't feel bad. I still feel I have done them in my heart, within me by learning the language or trying to learn the language. So everything is so beautifully connected. Is what I thought. I thought I'll just
That's what it
share
is.
that.
Everything that you do, if you do it with a karma yoga attitude,
Yeah.
every activity is a puja only.
Yes.
Isn't it? You don't need to feel, oh, I have not done that particular puja and all. Whatever I am doing is only puja. That is the attitude if we do. So that is another step in the spiritual journey, which we have to understand, which we have to realize, which we have to assimilate.
Yes.
It's
But
not necessary. Of course, I'm not advocate that stop all other pujas and all. If
no,
that doing the puja gives you some solace, some kind of a mental peace, please go ahead and keep doing it. But as you rightly said, if few days you are not able to do it for some reason, don't feel guilty about it, because that puja I have not done, but I'm doing different puja.
yeah, but I find that particularly with when I'm doing learning the Sanskritam, Guruji, that's what I want.
That is one stage. Then you go to the next
Of course,
stage.
every other karma or thing is also a dharma, and then it is a puja.
So puja.
But
But yes,
yeah,
I mean, because here Sanskrit and all, when you learn, it is more intimately connected with the scriptures, right?
yes,
But
Guruji.
what I am saying is that is good, fine. But
Yeah.
you can go beyond that.
Yes,
You
Guruji.
can go beyond that also, right?
Yes, Guruji. The life in UK has somehow taught me that. I'm not sure whether I would have learned that here. That doing every karma is you are doing a puja. If you are
What is
doing
karma yoga about?
yeah, exactly.
Karma yoga is about that only, and every karma you are doing is a puja. And after the puja, whatever you get is the prasada. You don't start, evaluating the prasada, whether it is good prasada, bad prasada, tasty prasada, not tasty prasada, and all. Whether it is sumptuous or it is very little and all. You don't have those kind of value judgments and all. You don't apply to what you receive from the as prasada.
Yes, and
Like that, whatever results of your karma, your puja, your actions come to you, if you understand that as prasada, you will have no tension in your life.
yes, Guruji.
That
And
why
also
me question will never come.
being able to do the karma that has come along your way, that itself gives a lot of satisfaction.
Yes, correct.
Results apart, you've been able to do your
Yeah,
dharma, that
correct.
itself gives a lot of
Yeah.
satisfaction.
Any duty, suppose you are supposed to do something very important, and you are able to come do it.
Yes.
That itself gives you a lot of satisfaction, isn't it? Lot
Yes,
of
Guruji.
happiness.
Yeah.
Even nothing, let nothing come out of it. Doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
the matter that you have done it, that itself is a very, very great, satisfying experience.
Yes, Guruji.
So
Absolutely.
all these things are all part and parcel of our spiritual journey. This is how we have to transform our lives, our attitudes, our relationships, interactions. This is how slowly we have to transform them.
Yes,
And
Guruji.
moksha is nothing but, but finally you reach the highest stage.
Mhm.
And as Krishna will say, the samatva bhava. everything will then fall in place. Everything will tie together.
Yes.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Guruji.
Hari
Thank
Om.
you.
Thank
Hari
you.
Om.
Thank you all. Next week we will meet. Thank you.
And apologies for keeping the speaker on. Sorry.
No, I didn't know it was you. So, anyhow, now I will, if I remember, I will make it a point that before chanting, I'll ask you to unmute. And after chanting, I will remind all of you to mute so that, because it is natural, no? Sometimes we unmute and then we may forget to mute. But if you are sitting in a very lonely place, a secluded place, then there is no problem because there won't be any external disturbance. The problem comes only, all of us do not have. I have got the greatest advantage. There is nobody around me. So I have the greatest advantage. So nothing will disturb even my mic. So just we have to be little aware. That's all. What happens is it disturbs the flow of thought. So when I want to say something, then some disturbance comes. Then I will have to go back and pick it up from where what I was talking, like that only.
Sorry.
That's okay. Hari Om. Thank you.
Hari Om, Guruji.
Thank
Hari
you,
Om.
Guruji. Hari Om.
Good night.
Thank you.
Karma karomi tatta dakilam sambo savaradhanam.
Yeah. Sambhotavaradhanam. Okay, Hari Om. Thank you all.